Class of the Elite episode 6 of season 4 just ended. I just ended watching it. And as usual, we're gonna talk a bit about it. I don't wanna say too much about this. Make it simple and short as possible. Let's just jump straight to the point. So first thing first that I want to point out is about the pacing. Everyone and their mother will be talking about the pacing of this anime at this point because of how badly they done, right? Oh my gosh, even I getting tired of seeing it. But yeah, the pacing for this, my estimation is that there's gonna be 3 episodes of the planning, which we are in now, and then the rest is gonna be the island test. Well, I might be too ambitious, but that's exactly generally what I think and what amount of episode that they should do. Because from what I can imagine on what this test is gonna be, is gonna be complicated. It's gonna be more things going on compared to the first one. And the first one was back at year one. It was like 4 episode, 3 episode. I can't really remember. And I think they did from just an anime only watcher. I do believe that they did quite a fine job in that test. But there's a difference that the scale for this exam is much more bigger. So that's why I do believe that the pacing will be working that day. Though I would say three, or let's say 6, 7, 8 is gonna be the one for the planning, and the rest is gonna be the test. Kind of crazy a lot, but maybe I'm just being too hopeful or optimistic because I don't feel like that number of episodes. Is it eight? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 8. It's 8 episodes going to be enough to cover it. Could be lesser, could be 6. But that's just me, right? As you can see for yourself, that the exam this time is like an RPG game where everyone will be granted a role randomly. The cards, right? Everyone will earn a card that gives them a specific buff to it, and we don't know much about the rules. We just know about that. So that's why I say there's a lot of things that can be speculated. So only the anime watcher, obviously, to those who knows the light novel, they obviously will know more. Surprise, surprise, those who read the original source will know more, right? And that's why, which throughout the reaction, I did talk about a bit of what I think is gonna happen, what it's gonna be, but I'm not gonna repeat everything again. All I can simplify it is that yeah, it's gonna be like an RPG game. What is it? What do you call D&D? Wait, no. Let's not go to that. I'm not so sure about D&D how it works. Let's just say it's like an RPG game. Everyone has their own role. You need to create your own group parties, everything to tackle a dungeon, or in this case, like surviving an island. Blah blah blah. We don't know much about it yet. We don't know how the score, what's going to do. We don't even know what they have to do. We don't even know what's the criteria and whatnot. And that's why this time is going to be a very large scale. And I'm actually very excited to watch, to see. As you may know from episode 1, I have been emphasized on how I am so excited for this island test, and I do put my hope so much that they will do an excellent job for this season. I have my hopes. I would say my expectation, which is rare because I really don't like to put expectations sometimes, because if I put expectation and if it did not meet or at least like slightly below the expectation, I'll be start fumbling on the ground, and that's why I don't really put my expectation. But for these rare cases, I do have hopes. What I want to talk about next, which is like I like how we get to see everyone moving their asses in this test, like particularly the students that you would say that like kind of like I won't say fallen off. They've been like in the background, the backstage all this while, and then we get to see them actually taking action, because this test does not have any more reasons, or does not really it's not that lenient anymore to allow you to kind of slide compared to the last season. And we can take an example here for Koenji himself here, literally on the screen right now. He cannot give illness reason anymore. He cannot fake his illness, to be specific, because if he did, he will face a penalty. So Koenji is an example. Then we have Ike. We can see like students like Albert and Ishiki. I only remember Ishi only. Ishaki, whatever. He's also taking action himself without rerun. Obviously, we haven't seen any of the students yet. But yeah, I say in this test, we get to see already. Even Ayanokoji, obviously Ayanokoji himself is now taking more action. He's actually moving everywhere. And people wanted him. Ishike, Albert, and Shina wanted him. And then that girl, his classmate, Matsushiba, I think, the one that gave her the personal info, Horikita wants her. Like initially, you can see him actually wanted to help. Like, yeah, of course, right? Because he need to win. And we need to remember that this test very likely is being rigged or going to be rigged by Tsukishiro. That guy wanted his ass out, and this could be the final test. So if Ayanokoji importantly just need to survive this, and then we can call it a day. So it's nice to see that now every student need to be serious, need to take this and to their best and plan properly in what way they can do. Take action. They can no longer just sit back and do nothing. I mean, Korenji is also like a thing, right? I don't know how the hell that he will handle this, but we can clearly see him now. Like, okay, I am not in a position. Even though he don't show to his face, we know he's that kind of person. But we can imagine that okay, this guy cannot anymore slack off, cannot lie anymore. He need to do something. If they suddenly jump into the island test after this, I'm gonna flip. Like, I'm really gonna flip. Like no way they're just gonna jump in. But of course they're not. So the next things is that I want to talk about or mention about the important things I would say is Horikita's glaze over Ayanokoji. This girl just see his test score, the knife, and this girl okay, obviously she at least from the anime, she have seen potential from this guy. But I don't think the potential that he showed warrant him to be the guy to solo and take first place in this test, especially you had no idea what the hell is this test gonna be. Which eventually Ayanokoji did decide to do this solo. I think so. He could just claim it in front of K, and then in the end decided to change again. Which is to me, it's interesting to see that because like you don't know much about this guy. Like we okay, as an anime watcher, we don't even know much about this guy, right? Honestly, because he doesn't show much. We can imagine the ceiling, but do you really have to think that high of him already for him to solo the test and win first place? By the way, that's insane. But I guess you could argue and say Horikita takes a high faith. But you cannot just rely on blind faith and just be like, okay, this guy can do this, so let's just immediately, immediately set the bar this extremely high. You can even see my hand here. But at the same time, it's nice, right? Because obviously to see how Ayanokoji is being acknowledged. Because like I said before, is that people are starting to want him because people start to acknowledge him. And these people who wanted him for now, they're shown, is the people that wouldn't say has history but interact with him and see his potential, right? And the last thing that I want to talk about mention is about Sakayanagi and Ishinose. If you saw my reaction, you would know what exactly that I talk about. Is how it's like the moment the conversation start between them, I already know something suspicious. You will never go to a people. I would say, okay, you most likely will never go to a person pointing out their position in a bad way. No, pointing out about their position that is already in the low ground without trying to achieve something. You come to me and then you tell me about my position being this shit. What for what reason? There's just no way you decide to go out of your way to just tell me that and nothing gained from you. That's just bullshit. The moment Sakayanagi says like this and that, like oh you are in a like your class have a goal, your class are in bad position, you will never overtake. And then she say like why would I invite you just to waste our time? No, the question is why would you do this to waste your time? Ichinose will might have all the time that she needs. What about your own time? I would say it's almost inevitable if someone did that. There must be something that they want to achieve. Right. To be honest, I don't think I can really say much about these two because no, it's not because I don't know much about them. It's because we haven't seen Ryuan yet. Right now, for this whole episode, we haven't seen Ryuan yet. I really wonder what is Ryuan doing now. Why is he not? What is he planning? What is he cooking? He wanna smash Ayanokoji, right? So I hope next episode we will see that. Or maybe we will see more of the first year. Who knows? The first year is gonna be a big role as well because the first year is gonna be the one who expel Ayanokoji. Yeah, now that I mentioned it, it's important to remember that there's a bounty head on Ayanokoji. So the first year might want to use this chance to kick his ass to bring him out and get the money. So the fact that Ayanokoji is doing this alone and then has a bounty on his head, he must think about that. He must think about that, right? Okay, I'm kind of moving straight away from Ichinose and Sakanagi. So I guess they make an alliance together with one another because the easiest one for her to get the trust is Ichinose, right? Especially she admittedly herself, and then of course she cannot get Ryun's side, she cannot get Knasty's side. So that's why she go for Ichinose, which I think in some way is beneficial for Ichinose as well. And then they in the end they're making it up that bad. So we get to see A and sorry, not B. Ichinose C. A and C is gonna work together now, and then they're gonna try to be united. We don't know about Ryo yet, so likely I would say likely that Ryo will work together with Ayanokoji then, because really feel like this is a test where because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, which I don't think I am, is that the class point that you get is for all the whole year. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You will get the class point for the whole year. So if second year wins, I think in some way, second year the classes will get the class point. So I think it's beneficial, yeah, for them to work together. No, no, no. What am I saying? If that's the case, then why would the idea of BCD go against A then? Why work together? Man, this is why I hate this because this is why it's hard to talk about because there's not much rules that we know about the test yet. Right. I'm talking about the anime watchers only. To those light novels watcher who knows more, who knows what the fuck is gonna happen, that's you and just on your own. This is just about from the anime watcher only. So yeah, I think we just have to watch the next episode and see what else gonna be developed, what else can be developed between them, the planning thing. Because right now, like I say, I will flip if they decide to just jump, which obviously they won't. I trust Leisure, the studio. I hope I pronounce it right. So they will jump. We continue on the planning. There's more planning to go. Heck, we only know Ayanokoji's card. We don't even know the key figure. We don't even know about Yuria yet. We don't even know the group. There's a lot of things that need to be conducted, right? The small group, large group. And with that, I think that's all. So, yep, subscribe and like if you enjoy for next episode of Class of the Elite. Peace.